Nuruddin was murdered by a gang from the neighbouring village of Kannur. Nuruddin had a gang who looked after his business across Dakshin Kannada district. He was trying hard to become the lone drug lord in the district. Ironically, Nuruddin was killed by his clients from Kannur village over a financial dispute. Nuruddin's murder triggered an array of killings in Maripalla. The bloody gang wars had begun.
ಈ ಕಣ್ಣೂರು ಗ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಣ್ಣೂರಿನ ಇವರು ಮತ್ತು ಮಾರಿಪಳ್ಳದವರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಘರ್ಷಣೆ ಸಂಭವಿಸಿ ಕಣ್ಣೂರಿನ ಹುಡುಗರು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೂರುದ್ದೀನನ್ನು ಮರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಮಂದಿಯನ್ನು ಬಂಟ್ವಾಳ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಬಂಧಿಸಿದರು, ಕೆಲವು ಮಂದಿಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟರು, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಯಿತು.
Now it was the turn of the Maripalla gang to avenge the death of their leader. They decided to kill Cheriya Putta, leader of the Kannur gang. After planning meticulously for days, the gang inhumanely killed Cheriya Putta near Kannur. The entire gang of Maripalla was arrested and produced before the court. Most of them were released after serving their punishment term. On the other hand, a gang member of the deceased Nuruddin decided to take his boss's drug business forward. He was Naushad.
Nuruddin murderalli Naushad ಬಿಡುಗಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇವನೇ ಒಂದು ಡಾನ್ ಥರ ವರ್ತಿಸಕ್ಕೆ ಆರಂಭಿಸಿದ. ಮತ್ತು ಮೊದಲನ ಗಾಂಜಾ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸನ್ನು ಇವನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ. ಅವನು ತೋರಿಕೆಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಮೂಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಗಾಂಜಾ ವ್ಯವಹಾರವೇ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವನಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಸ್ಪರ್ಧಿಗಳು ಹುಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು.
Like his yesteryear leader, Naushad too attempted to carve a niche for himself in the drug market. He recruited many teenage boys to expand his business. Naushad had gained some clients during the days of Nuruddin. Using these contacts, Naushad built a strong gang. So what else can a drug peddler who has a gang dream of apart from being a drug lord? Yes, Naushad desired to become a drug lord, but hardly did he realize that he would be chopped into pieces soon. Naushad now dominated the village of Maripalla and surrounding villages. He imposed things on others and would attack anyone who rose against him. Villagers tolerated his bullying for some time, but not for long. A group of boys in Maripalla decided to close the chapter of Naushad. They were seething in anger as Naushad kept troubling their women and family members. When the month of June in 2012 arrived, Naushad did not realize that his end was drawing near. On the fateful day, Naushad was killed in the open right in the center of the village. The murder was the most horrific of sorts. The new gang of Maripalla had hunted down Naushad savagely. Naushad tried to escape like a scared rat, but in vain. Naushad's hands were chopped and his fingers lay strewn around his body. But how is this story related to the auto driver Rifai? What did Rifai have to do with this murder? Was he a drug peddler too? Here are the shocking details. The gang which murdered Naushad included a man called Tausif. Tausif was the brother of the deceased Rifai. Yes, the elder brother had to pay the price for the younger brother's mistake. A very costly one indeed.
ಈಗ ನೌಷಾದನ್ನು ಕೊಂದ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತೌಸೀಫ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದ. ಈ ತೌಸೀಫ್ನ ಅಣ್ಣ ರಿಫಾಯಿ ರಿಕ್ಷಾ ಡ್ರೈವರ್. ಇವ ಯಾವ ತಂಡದ ಕಡೆಗೂ ಹೋದವನಲ್ಲ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹುಡುಗ. ಅವನಾಯ್ತು, ಅವನದು ದುಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದವರು. ಬರೀ ಬಡ ಕುಟುಂಬದಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥವ್ರು. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂಸಾರ ಅದು, ದುಡಿದೆ ತಿನ್ನುವಂಥ ಸಂಸಾರ ಇವರು. ಅದರಿಂದ ಇವರು ಆ ದ್ವೇಷಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ರಿಫಾಯನ್ನು ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Rifai was an auto rickshaw driver in Maripalla. He was the lone breadwinner of a 7-member family. Rifai was a hard-working man who worked day and night to make both ends meet.
ನಾವು 3 ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು, ಅವನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ, ಅವರಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನಮಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅವನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಅವನು ಒಬ್ಬನಿಂದ ನಾವು ರಿಕ್ಷಾದಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡಿದು ನಮಗೆ ಜೀವನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಅವನು ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇದ್ದ. ಅವನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಅವನೇ ನಮಗೆ ದಿಕ್ಕು, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಗತಿ.
Rifai was a friendly and popular man among his fellow auto rickshaw drivers at Parangipet auto stand. He had got married just 8 months ago and led a happy life. Rifai's brother Tausif was involved in criminal activities. Family members tried a lot to convince him to give up rowdyism, but he did not pay heed to them. Tausif was arrested in connection with Naushad's murder and sent to Mangalore jail. Rifai's family constantly received threat calls and blackmails from a person named Hafiz. Hafiz threatened that he would kill the entire family. Gang members of the deceased Naushad were waiting for an opportunity to avenge their gang leader's death. They were frustrated they could not take revenge as all those involved in Naushad's murder were in jail. The already irked gang then decided to vent their anger on the family members of those who killed their leader. That is why they saw the poor auto rickshaw driver, Rifai. The gang now saw a way to teach Tausif a fitting lesson. They decided to murder innocent Rifai. The sinless Rifai hardly knew what a sin was about to be committed on him. The date of murder was fixed. It was the 9th of August. When the sun set that day, Rifai did not realize that even his life was setting forever. On the fateful day, around 3 men boarded Rifai's rickshaw on the pretext of taking a lift to the next village. When the rickshaw reached Nettarakere, the passengers pounced on Rifai. Rifai was shocked. The passengers were none other than the gang members of the deceased Naushad who had set out to eliminate Rifai. The rickshaw came to a screeching halt. What happened later would make even a heart made of stone melt. The monsters started stabbing Rifai from behind. Unable to bear the pain, Rifai abruptly stopped the rickshaw. The gang members then dragged Rifai away to a secluded spot. There, Rifai was slaughtered. During the attack, poor Rifai tried to escape, but one of them dragged him back and strangled Rifai with a metal wire. Within a few seconds, the innocent Rifai had breathed his last. Back in Maripalla, Rifai's wife was worried when he did not return home. She immediately asked Rifai's rickshaw driver friends to look for him. Accordingly, the rickshaw drivers looked for him around Parangipet.
ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ. ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ದ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ದ, ನಾನು ಬರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಲೋಕಲಲ್ಲೇ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವನು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಂಜೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಮನೆಗೆ, ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಪದಾರ್ಥಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಕ್ಕು, ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದ, ಚಿಕನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಅವತ್ತು 6:30ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ. ಆಮೇಲೆ 6:30 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ ಅವನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಬರ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಗಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಲು. ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಕಾಯ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ನು ಬಂದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Around midnight, they found Rifai's auto near Nettarakere. They were alarmed when they noticed blood stains in the rickshaw. They also found a single slipper next to the auto. Rifai was not to be found anywhere near the rickshaw. Since it was dark, his rickshaw friends stopped searching for him.
ಶನಿವಾರ ಸಂಜೆ ಒಂದು 6:30 ವೇಳೆಗೆ ಈ ರಿಕ್ಷಾವನ್ನು ಯಾರೋ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ನೆತ್ತರಿಕೆರೆ ಎಂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ಜನ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಹುಡುಗನನ್ನು, ಅಮಾಯಕ ಹುಡುಗನನ್ನು ಹತ್ಯೆ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ರಾತ್ರಿ ತನಕ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಕಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇವನು ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಹತ್ಯೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹುಡುಕಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಆ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಪರಿಚಿತರಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವ ಚಾಲಕನು ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ ಗಮನವೂ ಸಹ ಯಾರು ಅದನ್ನು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
The rickshaw drivers resumed their search for Rifai again the next morning. They were shocked when they found Rifai's body, which was dumped in a gutter nearby. Poor Rifai had to bear the brunt of a mistake his brother Tausif had committed. The entire family had plunged into grief. Most of all, his pregnant wife. Their lone hope of survival was gone forever. Even more tragic is that Tausif could not attend the funeral of his brother Rifai.
ಪ್ರಕರಣ ಇಡೀ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ರಿಕ್ಷಾ ಚಾಲಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಭಯದ ವಾತಾವರಣವನ್ನ ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಈ ಕೊಲೆಗಳು ಏನು ಹೊಸದಲ್ಲ. ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನವರೆಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 10 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ 9 ರಿಕ್ಷಾ ಚಾಲಕರನ್ನು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಅಮಾಯಕ ರಿಕ್ಷಾ ಚಾಲಕರನ್ನ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ನೆಪದಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಕೊಲೆ ಪ್ರಕರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಈಗ ಬಂಧಿತ ಆರೋಪಿಯನ್ನ ಅದೇ ಗ್ರಾಮದವರು 8 ದಿನದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಈತ ಕೊಲೆಗೆ ಸಂಚು ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೂ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರ ಯಾವುದೇ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡದೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Cops have arrested 8 persons in connection with this murder. Soon the accused will be produced before the court and penalized. The villagers are unhappy over the functioning of cops in Dakshina Kannada district. The dreaded gang wars will come to an end only when the cops take appropriate action and curb the narcotic activity in the district.
ಪೊಲೀಸರ ಈ ವೈಫಲ್ಯದಿಂದಲೇ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿದಾರರು ಯಾರು? ಈ ಕಳ್ಳರೇ ಮಾಹಿತಿದಾರರು. ಈ ಗಾಂಜಾ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಅವರೇ ಪೊಲೀಸರ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳು, ಅವರೇ ಪೊಲೀಸರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರುವವರು. ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಸವಲತ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸಿಕೊಡೋದು ಅವರೇ ಕಳ್ಳರು.
This is just the story of Maripalla. There are numerous drug havens across Dakshin Kannada district. The narcotic drugs, especially ganja, are supplied to Karnataka from the neighbouring state of Kerala. Some feel that ganja is grown secretly in the forests over there. The nearby Western Ghats also assist in the drug peddling activity. The police should buck up and put a full stop to drug peddling across Dakshin Kannada district. Until then, poor people like Rifai will die daily. Rajesh Puttur for News 9, Mangalore.